Closing ranks. Tonight on our news, with its full slate of candidates now locked in and the campaign clock officially ticking, the Progressive Liberal Party in full campaign mode. This as Coalition of Independents one step closer to a full slate with 4 more candidates ratified Monday night. We'll tell you who was confirmed and where they'll be running. And she may be the nation's head of state, but Dame Cynthia Pratt still answering a higher call inside the Department of Corrections. We'll show you the powerful visit rooted in faith, compassion, and decades of ministry. Then in our news at 7:30, after 33 years with the FNM, a high-profile party insider makes a political switch and joins the governing PLP. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candido Knowles. With its slate of candidates now locked in and the campaign clock officially ticking, the Progressive Liberal Party moving from internal selection to full-scale campaign mode, closing ranks Monday night as it ratified candidates, signaling unity ahead of its national campaign launch. Delvado Emmanuel was at last night's rally. He gets us started tonight.
At one of their final ratification events, Prime Minister Philip Davis announced that the campaign trail will be heating up as early as next week.
Tonight marks the end of one phase and the beginning of another. The selection process is done. The ratifications are complete. Next week, February 16th, the Progressive Liberal Party launches its campaign.
And that was the clarion call made Monday night as scores of PLP supporters gathered at Gambia House for the final ratification of candidates. Newly ratified candidates addressed supporters, outlining the PLP's record since returning to office in 2021. Among the 8, Angleton MP Glenys Hannah Martin is making her 6th consecutive run.
I pay homage to the people of Angleton. I have watched and witnessed your resiliency, your forthrightness, your courage and consistency.
The lioness roared in Robin Lines, the candidate for Killarney.
I am not telling you what I'm thinking. I'm not telling you what I'm feeling. I'm telling you the lioness is out the den and I've come to deliver Killarney.
In Sanans, candidate Keno Wong struck a confident tone.
That in 2026, history will be made. Together, we will be the first to win.
The party's deputy leader, Chester Cooper, also used the platform to recommit himself to the people of Exuma and Ragged Island.
So when I sign a deal in a boardroom, I am signing it for a carpenter in Rollville or Duncantown to ensure that they have work.
And there were newcomers Obi Roberts and Randy Roll, and second-time candidate Renika Knowles.
This PLP government will not spare resources in protecting our people's health. The work of this Davis administration must continue.
Bimini and Berry Islands, I am humbled to be your servant. This party belongs to you and your children's children.
From Seymour's in the north to Gordon's in the south. This one is for you!
Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
And Prime Minister Davis addressing ongoing tension with healthcare workers at that ratification launch last night. It comes weeks after scores of nurses called in sick last month, crippling services at several wards and units at Princess Margaret Hospital. Davis insisting healthcare workers can trust him and his government.
PLPs, I want to speak directly to our union brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And to every healthcare worker across this country. You can trust me. You can trust this government. When the pressure was highest, you showed up. You carried this country, and we respected that work because we understand what it costs. My view is simple. Working people deserve fairness. Unions deserve respect. Healthcare workers deserve support.
Meanwhile, Coalition of Independents nearing the finish line with a full slate of candidates, ratifying 4 more on Monday night. At the party's Chippenham headquarters, they ratified Latoya Bain Stirrup for St. James, Captain Hiram Roll for Bimini and Barry Islands, Gillian Bartlett for Marco City, and Donna McKay for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. The 4 candidates expressing their gratitude.
St. James, you have a lady who is here to bring real change, real results, if given the opportunity.
I would love to a sincere appreciation to the COI for accepting me as a candidate for Bimini and the Barry Island.
In light of Valentine's coming up, do you love your country? Yes. I love my country. Yes. It's our country, it's our legacy, and it is our future as the Bahamians.
Cat Island, we hear you. We are coming. Rumkey and San Salvador, be ready. I believe God is doing a new thing.
All right, and the party still has one final candidate to announce, and that's for the Garden Hills constituency. The party leader, Lincoln Bain, he says that announcement is coming soon and that COI is on track to field a full slate of candidates in the next general election. Now, Bain says COI is offering voters an alternative built around putting the people's best interests first.
We have presented to you real candidates. We have presented to you Bahamians who are ready for change. Ladies and gentlemen, I am tired of the same old politicians. This person and that person, they say, has worked here and worked there and done this and that, but it's their party that is the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, don't just vote for the candidate, vote for the party that has your best interests at heart.
And judges have reserved their decision over whether the conviction of a man found guilty of murder should stand. Dwayne Laudamus was jailed for 45 years in February 2024 for the murder of Elroy Burrows. The jury at his trial heard that Burrows was gunned down outside a bar on Mackey Street on March 19, 2019. An off-duty officer witnessed the shooting and identified the 30-year-old as the killer. He was also found in possession of the murder weapon when police arrested him. 3 Court of Appeal judges will give their decision at a date to be fixed. Well, she may now serve as the nation's head of state, but Governor General Dame Cynthia Pratt is continuing a decades-long tradition of reaching the hearts of Bahamians. Affectionately known as Mother Pratt, the Governor General paid a special visit to the Department of Corrections, spending time with inmates, listening, encouraging, and sharing a message of hope. It's a ministry of compassion, she says, does not stop with title or office. Joshua Williams tells us more about her powerful visit.
It's a tradition she's carried on for years, and now Governor General Cynthia Pratt, or Mother Pratt as she's affectionately known, continues to visit those locked behind prison bars. But this time, inmates were allowed to gather outside of a tent to listen for a short time.
This is your country. Hear me? It is what you make it, man. It's what you make it. You'll be released one day. You'll be a free man. The question is then what?
The GG started these visits back in the 90s when first elected to office, and she knows a thing or two about crime, having served as National Security Minister during her decorated political career, but it's her impact on the community and places like the prison she's known for, a mission she says she almost gave up on. With thousands of inmates still incarcerated and more on the way as courts continue to convict and sentence, Pratt says it's never too late for those who'll one day walk out of prison to make the change.
Let them say what they want to say. That's all right. Yes, but that won't change my thinking. I've already experienced it now. I know what it takes to change things.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kendi, and a happy Tuesday evening, everybody. If you have plans to go on the outdoors, do so. It's pretty nice on the outside. Almost clear skies, just a few clouds floating around out there. 70 degrees is our current temperature with your winds out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 68. Temperatures right now around the family of islands, it's comfortable in the upper 60s across the extreme northern island, 67 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, as well as in Marsh Harbour, Abaco. String of 70s, Alistown, Bimini, Great Harbour, Key, the Berry Islands, over in Governor's Harbour, Eleuthera, and in Nicholstown, Andros, also here in the capital. Central Bahamas, 72 in Kemps Bay, that's South Andros, Black Point, Exuma. Then we pick up 70 in Georgetown, Exuma, Deadman's Key, Long Island, 69s in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Port Nelson, Rum Key, over in Coburn Townsend, Salvador, saying hello to the butlers down there, 68 degrees. And into the southeast Bahamas, 72 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, 70 Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Delectable Bay, 68 Auckland, 69 Abrahams Bay, 73 Providenciales, Tricks and Gigas Islands, Matthewtown, Inagua, Deep South, you are the warm spot at 75. Satellite radar composite, we are quiet across the area. This is a rinse and repeat. We have high pressure in charge, the dry air mass is in place. So we are saying very much in terms of any rainfall, very little, and much clouds not showing up on the satellite. High pressure will stay with us for the next 24 to 48 hours before we do see a storm system in the Gulf. That's going to drag a front across our area by Friday, bringing us a couple of showers and a return to high pressure. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. We'll take a look at your extended forecast when we come back.
Coming up in sports, BAISS Hoops. 2 series are done. We got 2 more left to go. Then we take it up a level and check in on some NCAA sports.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Wednesday night, we are headed to the 2 greatest words in sports, elimination game. But first, we celebrate the ones that didn't let it get that far and wrap this thing up in 2. The Queens College Comets are walking away with hardware in both junior divisions of the BAISS Basketball Championships. The junior girls clinched their title with a 33-31 win over the Charles W. Saunders Cougars yesterday at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. The junior boys followed with a gritty 39-34 win over the St. Anne's Blue Waves. In senior girls play, the defending champion Kingsway Academy Saints evened things up with a 36-29 win over the St. John's Giants, thanks to some big baskets down the stretch from Deshante Sayers. And in the senior boys, the Giants responded to a controversial Game 1 loss with a statement win in Game 2, 74-42 over the Cougars. Making an impact as a freshman is rare no matter what sport, and a 2-time conference award winner pretty much means you're destined to be one of them ones. Howard University freshman swimmer Ayrton Munker is making waves in the pool, and now he's picked up his 2nd conference honor of the season. He was named Northeast Conference Men's Rookie of the Week after a strong showing in Howard's 187-81 win over Catholic University to close out their regular season. To say it's been a struggle for the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners basketball program is a bit of an understatement. But, Brent Moss is doing his thing, so there's that. Moss delivered a career night even if the scoreboard didn't go his team's way, and it hasn't gone that way for much of the season. He scored a career-high 32 points for the Roadrunners in their 109-88 loss to South Florida. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a political storm in London after the British Prime Minister's top aide resigns over advice tied to a controversial appointment linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Plus, Meta and Google on trial over claims they addicted children. A court will decide if the social media giants can be held liable for harm to kids. And empty streets in Havana and tighter limits at the pump as Cuba begins rationing fuel under growing U.S. pressure. The story when our news returns.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together. Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Pressure is mounting on British Prime Minister Keir Starmer after his chief of staff stepped down over a controversial U.S. diplomatic appointment tied to Jeffrey Epstein. Starmer's top aide, Morgan McSweeney, resigned Sunday, saying he takes responsibility for advising the Prime Minister to appoint Peter Mandelson as Britain's ambassador to the United States, despite his known links to the late sex offender. The resignation comes after newly released files reveal the depths of Mandelson's relationship with Epstein, with polls showing Starmer deeply unpopular and tough local elections ahead. Members of his own party now openly questioning his judgment and long-term future. Some Londoners told Reuters they expect Starmer to survive the week, but say a political storm is far from over.
I think it's definitely a difficult time for him. Will he survive? I think he'll probably blow over. I think it's probably a bit of a storm. I think he's possibly been viewed a little bit harshly, but it's always difficult to know the truth about these things.
No, I don't think he'll last his full term. There's too much war going on inside the Labour Party, and I see too many people moving to different parties, especially with the rise of reform.
A landmark trial now underway in California, testing whether big tech can be held legally responsible for allegedly addicting children to social media. A 20-year-old woman identified in court as Kaylee G.M. is suing Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, and Google, which owns YouTube. Her attorney told jurors the companies deliberately designed their apps to hook young users, citing internal documents that he says shows the platforms were built, quote, to addict the brains of children. Meta's lawyers pushed back, telling the jury Kaylee's personal history, including abuse and family instability, not social media, is at the root of the struggles. Google and Meta deny the claims, and legal experts say a verdict against the tech giants could open the floodgates, clearing the way for thousands of similar lawsuits and potentially rewriting how U.S. law treats big tech's liability for user harm. And Cuba has begun rationing fuel as pressure mounts from the United States to cut off oil supplies to the island. The streets of Havana were quiet over the weekend, a day after the government announced sweeping measures aimed at managing sharply limited fuel stocks. The move follows warnings from U.S. President Donald Trump, who has threatened tariffs on countries exporting fuel to Cuba, raising fears of even tougher conditions for a population already facing shortages of food, medicine, and energy. Cuban officials say the rationing will prioritize key sectors including agriculture, healthcare, water supply, education, and defense. Commerce Minister Oscar Perez Olivia says drivers should expect cutbacks at the pump until supplies stabilize. Meanwhile, state-run firm Cemex has suspended most public fuel sales, with gasoline purchases now limited to 20 liters per customers at select U.S. dollar service stations.
The measure that was being taken at the university was to give hybrid classes. This means that we are not physically present at the universities, but rather try to receive most of the content via mobile phone or from the institutions where we do our internships. And we are still not very informed about when it will be put into practice, but it should be starting Monday or in the next few days, because it is something unusual that we are not used to. And so it takes a process of adaptation and seeing how these measures will be implemented. I see resistance beyond what the president says. He explains things, but really, when you live on the streets, you see that resistance is going to be much stronger than what he is asking for. So what we hope is for change. Change. We have to be smart and make the change, because change is radical. We need change now.
And Jamaica's Prime Minister says his government is moving to create a stronger local contractor class to deliver large-scale infrastructure projects and drive economic growth. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says policies are being considered to help local contractors build capacity so they can handle projects at a much bigger scale. Jamaica Information Services recently reporting how many local firms are currently equipped to build about 1,000 homes at a time, but government growth targets require developers capable of delivering up to 10,000 units. Holness acknowledged that public sector red tape is slowing project implementation despite a significantly expanded capital budget. He pointed to lengthy approvals and procurement processes, saying safeguards meant to protect the public often delay public benefit. The Prime Minister says while major projects are being delivered, they are happening too slowly and the space must increase. Still to come in our news, Today in History, find out interesting facts about the day that was February 10th. Then in our news at 7:30, cheers at Gambier House as the PLP rallies supporters and sets a date to officially launch its election campaign. And with campaign season heating up, the gloves come off between the PLP and FNM leadership. The Prime Minister calls Pintard a petty man. When our news returns.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Janae Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
This day in Bahamian history, in 1789, the Honorable John Brown was granted 150 acres of land on New Providence. He used the property to build the historic Buena Vista Estate on Delancey Street and is now known as the John Watlings Distillery. And finally, on this day in 1956, Charles Cecil Farquharson Dundas died at the age of 71. Dundas was governor of the Bahama Islands from 1933 to 1940 after previously serving as colonial secretary. The Dundas Center for the Performing Arts, first known as the Dundas Civic Center on New Providence, is named after him. All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.ds. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Up now, Jerome Sawyer. He's got the latest headlines. Jerome?
Thanks a lot, Kenina. Well, a sharp criticism from the Coalition of Independents as the party questions whether the government's major health care proposal is really a hospital at all. Here's a look at your latest headlines.
Ahead tonight on Our News, on the stump, the Progressive Liberal Party hits the ground as the Prime Minister says the campaign officially launches next week, but already supporters are fired up for the campaign trail. Meanwhile, the third party force, the Coalition of Independents leader, calls the new proposed hospital nothing more than a clinic, as his party was ratifying 4 candidates last night as well. And later in the program, a Grander View series takes a look at how a group of Grand Bahamian tour operators got into big business with limited resources. Plus, the Governor General takes a message of hope and inspiration to a place where there is little of either, the prison. Our News, live at 7:30, is back in a moment.
Kendino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Hello. What do I have in my biggie bag? Fries, nuggets, a chicken sandwich, an apple pie, a free apple pie. It also comes with a drink. You know what? A biggie bag a day keeps the hunger away.
For a limited time only, get a free apple pie with the purchase of the biggie bag.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Cetamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topic.
Welcome to our news, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jerome Sawyer in for Italia Hall tonight. Off and running, the Progressive Liberal Party supporters out in large numbers last night at the headquarters at Gambia House, cheering on the party's final 13 candidates ratified earlier this month. Prime Minister Philip Davis announcing the PLP will officially launch its election campaign on Monday, even as the party already looks to be in campaign mode. Our Jasmine Brown gets us started this half hour.
With the Progressive Liberal Party expected to kick off their campaign next week, there are a lot of familiar things we'll be seeing at upcoming rallies. Of course, the people, the paraphernalia, and the moves.
From the party's leader and Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis.
Let's go, Brave! Look the ball 3 times!
To the ratified candidates. Busting a move is a big part of any major rally, and there was no shortage of it at last night's Progressive Liberal Party ratification event that felt more like a major rally. From the chairs to matching t-shirts, hats, and other gear marked with party symbols and bearing candidates' names, supporters showed up and showed out, some cheering in the crowd and others showing their support on stage. And the onstage entourage was in full swing last night. And then there's the music that had some fans fired up, like this Chester Cooper supporter during a DMAC performance.
Let's go! It's better! With Chester! It's better! With Chester! Say it's better! With Chester! It's better! With Chester!
And of course, what would a political event be without the entrance of a former party leader like Prime Minister Perry Christie? With the PLP just days away from their official campaign launch, these events will become more frequent as they travel across the country, drumming up support before the next general election. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, a political shift unfolding as Karen Shepherd, the daughter of the late Jimmy Shepherd, a former Progressive Liberal Party member of Parliament and founding member of the Free National Movement, has officially cut ties to join the governing Progressive Liberal Party. Shepherd spent 33 years with the FNM, serving as a former trustee, candidate for Angliston, 3-time president of the Women's Branch, and vice chairman. She also had a short run with the United Coalition movement. Today, she received her membership card at PLP headquarters. Shepherd says her decision is the result of months of growing concern with her now former party.
This was a very difficult decision for me, but it was one that needed to be done. And the reason for that is because I am a people's person. And so therefore, my decision was not solely based on me. My decision is based on the mere fact that I have so many persons that I would like to be able to assist and be able to see people progress. And so that is why this decision was made. So it was not an easy one, but it was one, like I said, it's the holy courage that took me to be able to stand here today.
Now aligned with the PLP, Shepherd says her focus is on service, particularly in areas like agriculture and the Women's Branch. Shepherd said while her decision to move wasn't easy, she doesn't regret it, citing the FNM isn't what she once knew. She claims her repeated efforts to raise concerns in the party have been ignored.
Our motto from the Dissident 8 was all together. And unfortunately, the FNM, in my opinion, is not all together. They are in a position where they are filling their spaces from the front, but the back is hemorrhaging. I'm not the only one that is quite disappointed in the direction where the party is going. And there are certain people in the party that party leadership is not listening to. They're not taking advice from the persons who have been there for quite a while.
Prime Minister and Progressive Liberal Party leader Philip Davis lashing out at his political rival and Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard, labeling him a petty man. Davis spending several minutes of his speech at last night's PLP ratification event slamming the FNM leader, insisting former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis can attest to that after he was denied the FNM's nomination for Killarney.
Pintard is a petty man. You all know that? Petty Pintard. A petty man will stop progress. A petty man will right-size the public service, and to do that, what you got to do? They fire public servant.
Well, Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain isn't impressed with the Davis administration's plans to build a new multi-million-dollar hospital in Western New Providence. The way Bain sees it, it's less of a new hospital and more of a specialty clinic. His comments came during the party's ratification of 4 candidates last night at the party's Chippingham headquarters.
A fancy clinic that you're calling a hospital is not a hospital. It is not what we need. It is not a hospital for women. Because if you got high blood pressure or diabetes or anything going on with you, that hospital ain't for you. That's only for people having babies. You mean to tell me after 53 years, these people ain't built not one hospital and you go vote for them? Do you know what you are telling them? You are telling them you don't want a hospital. You are voting for it.
While Health Minister Dr. Michael Darwell delivered a communication in the House of Assembly last week where he tabled several documents related to the new medical facility. Last year, government signed an agreement to borrow $195 million from the China Export-Import Bank to cover around 73%, that is, of the 200-bed hospital's funding. Now, officials have said the remaining 27% of funds would be provided by the Ministry of Finance. But the COI leader doubled down, saying the lack of a new hospital in over 50 years shows successive governments have failed the healthcare system.
The Chinese ain't building a hospital, they building a maternity clinic. They can legally call it a hospital because after you have the baby, you could sleep in there. So once you sleep in there, it's a hospice. So they could call it a hospital, but it's not a hospital. It's a trick. So I don't want no one falling for their trick and calling that a hospital. It is not a hospital. They have failed.
Our news attempted to reach out to the Health Minister, Dr. Michael Darwell, about Bain's assertions, but our calls were not returned up to news time this evening. Well, a judge declaring a mistrial after jurors were deadlocked in the case of a man who allegedly raped and indecently assaulted a 9-year-old girl back in 2024. Jurors were unable to reach a verdict in the trial of Shaquille Martin, prompting Justice Neil Brathwaite to declare a mistrial. The 31-year-old will face a second trial on the child's sex abuse allegations in May. He remains out on bail. Time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center tonight. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jerome, and a happy Tuesday evening, everybody. 70 degrees is our current temperature on the outside. Nice and comfortable if you have plans for the outdoors. Clear skies, we call it, with just a few clouds floating out there. Your winds out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 68. Satellite radar composite, we are quiet. High pressure is in charge. A dry air mass is in place, limiting shower activity as well as clouds. We saw a lot of sunshine, allowing our temperatures get up into the upper 70s to low 80s. We will do this once again tomorrow before we see a front getting here sometime by Thursday night into Friday. Could bring us a couple of showers, and then we return to high pressure once again for the weekend. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a look at your extended forecast later on in the newscast.
And still to come on our news tonight, a look at how these Grand Bahama tour operators took an opportunity with limited resources and turned it into a thriving industry 10 years later. And later on, from the Deputy Prime Minister to Governor General, Her Excellency continues our tradition of prison visits with a message of hope for inmates. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS.
NATO Bahamas, or more formally, the National Eco Tour Operators Cooperative Limited, was founded out of necessity after a group of Grand Bahamian tour operators had to figure out how to do big business with limited resources. Tonight in our weekly series, The Grand Review, the co-op's president tells our news anchor Megan Shepherd the tremendous success and growth they've achieved.
The National Eco Tour Operators Cooperative Limited was formed some 10 years ago by a group of small business tour operators who needed to come together to get their piece of the tourism pie. President Rudy Sawyer says the cruise industry required businesses to have $2 million in public liability insurance, an expense most small businesses simply couldn't afford.
This was a big hurdle because this was an insurance that will cost the individual anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 a year.
Since its inception, the cooperative has grown across the islands, helping small business tour operators take advantage of growing tourism numbers.
So right now, at a membership now of almost about 80, starting out with about 10, 12 people in the beginning in 2016, we now could say we've been responsible for over 40 businesses.
He points to Disney's latest project, Kenny Luther, as just one example of NEATO's success.
With Joey Gaskin there, leading the charge to get Bahamians involved to take advantage of this economic opportunity in Eleuthera. They made approach through the Development Bank and as well with us, and we got an input of a boost in our membership.
In addition to reducing the cost of insurance for businesses, Sawyer says they sought to reduce the overall cost of doing business for its membership.
Another plank is that we will do group marketing, which obviously will bring down the cost in marketing. We also have committed to continuous education and keeping our membership up to date on what's happening as well. So those are the three planks on which we operate.
And as the country continues to set new tourism arrival records, Sawyer admits that there is an improvement for the country, but adds that the impact may not be felt equally.
The millions of tourists that are bringing in the numbers are mainly coming through cruise passengers. Cruise passengers is known they're not going to be the ones to bring in the big amount of money. And in addition to that, a number of these cruise liners have their own private islands, which are taking millions of that 11 plus million people that are coming to this country. That certainly if you're fortunate to be, as it is with Celebration Key that opened on July 19th last year, if you're fortunate enough to be a vendor on the site, you are going to do very well.
Reporting for our news, I'm Megan Shepard.
Coming up in sports, BAISS Hoops, the QC Comets Juniors dominate both divisions. The St. John's Giants Seniors tried to do the same, but they head to Game 3s. Then a look over to the NCAAs, we check in on swimming and a career high on the basketball court.
The dangers are escalating. Vaping liquid marijuana is on the rise, damaging lungs and increasing stroke risk. And a deadly new trend, lean, cough syrup, soda, and candy, a lethal combination that can cause seizures and even death. Possession means arrest and prosecution. I am Corporal 2641 Rory Fox of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Protect your loved ones. Learn more by visiting our website.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Carol, what do I have in my biggie bag? Fries, nuggets, a chicken sandwich, an apple pie, a free apple pie. It also comes with a drink. You know what? A biggie bag a day keeps the hunger away.
For a limited time only, get a free apple pie with the purchase of the Biggie Bag.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all to deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Wednesday night, we are headed to the two greatest words in sports, elimination game. But first, we celebrate the ones that didn't let it get that far and wrap this thing up in two. The Queens College Comets are walking away with hardware in both junior divisions of the BAISS Basketball Championships. The junior girls clinched their title with a 33-31 win over the Charles W. Saunders Cougars yesterday at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. QC led 18-14 at the half, fell behind 27-23 headed into the fourth, but responded with a clutch 10-4 run down the stretch. Tajanique Morley scored a game-high 19 for the Comets. The junior boys followed with a gritty 39-34 win over the St. Anne's Blue Waves. Back and forth all night, the Comets clung to a 13-10 lead at the break, and then Kevin Hepburn exploded for 11 of his 15 in the second half to seal the win. In senior girls play, the defending champion Kingsway Academy Saints evened things up with a 36-29 win over the St. John's Giants, thanks to some big baskets down the stretch from Deshante Sayers. And in the senior boys, the Giants responded to a controversial Game 1 loss with a statement win in Game 2, 74-42 over the Cougars. They outscored CW Saunders 20-8 in the first and 26-11 in the third in the wire-to-wire win. Game 3 in each senior division series is set for Wednesday at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Making an impact as a freshman is rare no matter what sport, and a two-time conference award winner pretty much means you're destined to be one of them ones. Howard University freshman swimmer Ayrton Munker is making waves in the pool, and now he's picked up his second conference honor of the season. He was named Northeast Conference Men's Rookie of the Week after a strong showing in Howard's 187-81 win over Catholic University to close out their regular season. Monka reached the podium 3 times, turning in impressive finishes in the 100 fly, 100 breast, and 100 IM. His time of 54.37 seconds in the 100 IM now ranks 5th best in the conference. Back in January, he also earned Rookie of the Week honors after winning the 50 breast in 26.41 seconds at the dual meet against Towson, VMI, and St. Francis. To say it's been a struggle for the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners basketball program is a bit of an understatement. But, Brent Moss is doing his thing, so there's that. Moss delivered a career night even if the scoreboard didn't go his team's way, and it hasn't gone that way for much of the season. He scored a career-high 32 points for the Roadrunners in their 109-88 loss to South Florida. Moss shot 10 for 16 from the field, 7 for 9 from 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, and also added 6 rebounds. It was the highest individual scoring performance by a UTSA player and the 9th best in the American Conference this season. Through 22 games with 8 starts, he's 3rd on the team, averaging 9.3 points, and also 3rd, averaging 4.7 boards per game. The Roadrunners started the year 4-3, but have dropped 16 straight and are still searching for their first win in conference play. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. It's going to be a big Wednesday night at Kendall Isaacs. Don't want to be prisoner of the moment or anything, but it could be a top 5 night in Bahamian sports. Go Giants.
Still to come in our news tonight, our Joshua Williams shares the message of hope given to inmates by the Governor General as part of an ongoing tradition of prison visits. Plus, Greg is back with your extended weather forecast. All that coming up when our news returns.
Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392.
This is our news. Welcome back. Stable conditions across the country as we have a high-pressure system in charge, dry air mass in place. Not much in terms of any rainfall or clouds out there. They allow temperatures to get up into the upper 70s, low 80s, woke up to some 50s and 60s as the winds are going to start to fall off. We will repeat this tomorrow as that high-pressure system stays entrenched across the area, but that high is going to eventually slide out towards the east. That's going to be paving the way for a storm system to take shape in the Gulf of Mexico. That will drag a front across the Gulf by Thursday, and eventually into the northwest Bahamas by early Friday sometime. Could see a couple of showers with that, and high pressure will once again return to our area after the front. Taking a look at the future forecast, nothing happening out there. Very dry conditions. We are not anticipating any rainfall. Some high-level clouds moving across the area through the next couple of days. And once again, that front expected to get in by Thursday into Friday time frame. Boating forecast, caution flag for the Atlantic in the northwest and central Bahamas. High risk of currents out there. East to southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet near shore and inside the islands, building up to 6 feet along Atlantic exposures at some northeasterly swells. While in the southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there as well. Your winds a little stiffer, easterly at 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet, building 7 feet in Atlantic waters in northeasterly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, just lovely weather expected over the next couple of days. That front that's coming through, not much weather expected with it, not even a temperature change. We will stay in the 70s to near the 80-degree mark. And then, of course, Saturday being Valentine's Day. Looks nice to get out and enjoy. That's a look at our weather. Have a safe night, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Greg. And, of course, keep the good news rolling in about the great weather we're having. Well, finally tonight, while she's the official head of state as Governor General, she continues to show why she's affectionately called Mother Pratt. Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Cynthia Pratt, took time out to visit and speak with inmates at the Bahamas Department of Corrections recently, something that she's done for decades and hasn't stopped since her newest appointment. Our Joshua Williams tells us more about this very special visit.
It's a tradition she's carried on for years, and now Governor General Cynthia Pratt, or Mother Pratt as she's affectionately known, continues to visit those locked behind prison bars. But this time, inmates were allowed to gather outside of a tent to listen for a short time.
This is your country. Hear me? It is what you make it, man. It is what you make it. You'll be released one day. You'll be a free man. The question is then what?
The GG started these visits back in the 90s when first elected to office, and she knows a thing or two about crime, having served as National Security Minister during her decorated political career, but it's her impact on the community and places like the prison she's known for, a mission she says she almost gave up on. With thousands of inmates still incarcerated and more on the way as courts continue to convict and sentence, Pratt says it's never too late for those who'll one day walk out of prison to make the change.
Let them say what they want to say. That's all right. Yes, but that won't change my thinking. I've already experienced it now. I know what it takes to change things.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks a lot, Josh, and certainly an inspiring story there with our Governor General. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. That's going to do it for all of us here at Our News. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Jerome Sawyer. As always, thank you so much for looking in. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Until then, you have yourself a wonderful evening.
Hello, I'm Jerome Sawyer, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, if you want to continue to receive this great content, be sure and hit that button right over there. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way, you continue to get all of this great content from the team you already trust.